Alrighty, what is going on, ladies and gents? Welcome back to the channel for another market update. Hope everybody's having a lovely day, and with that being said, let's get into the TA. Alright guys, so before we begin, I'm just going to reiterate what I went over in the weekly update, which was, guys, we were looking for a bounce on the weekly time frame. Things don't look the best, I cannot deny. But on the daily time frame, you come over here and all of the daily RSIs are at 30. I really do not think we're going much further down. I'm going to make the call, guys. Downside is limited. I'm looking for a $10 to $15 bounce over here on SPY and QQQ. All right. We said the same thing over here. We got that bounce. Said the same thing over here. Got that bounce. I think we are going to be getting the same exact thing. All right. You have IWM's RSI literally underneath 30. That is likely not going to be sustained. Well, I mean, as we can see, it's already at 31.85, but it was underneath 30 for 2 days straight. Yeah, 2 days straight. So I am looking for a recovery here. I think we probably could come back up. Test this 180.72 level. That was the low of this candlestick right here over on IWM. And where could we potentially be coming up on SPY, guys? Well, we could run up and fill this gap, and then we could test this trend line that we did break down from, and it literally would just be a back test, and then maybe we do see some more downside. I did just point out on the weekly time frame, guys, things don't look too good, but on the daily time frame, things are so oversold that we are looking for that bounce. So that is really going to be the focus of this video, is just me reiterating the fact that, hey guys, we're looking for that bounce. Now let's come over to the 4-hour time frame. You actually do have a bullish divergence going on over here. As you can see right here, you got a double bottom on the 4-hour RSI on SPY's 4-hour time frame. But guess what? You have made a lower low over here with actual price. Do we have the same thing over on QQ? We do have the same thing going on over here on QQQ. Guys, aside from that divergence, just us being down here in oversold territory on the 4-hour and daily RSIs, guys, that is going to be enough for us to start looking for that bounce. All right, guys, so that really is it, guys. Nothing too complicated here. We are looking for the bounce. We're waiting for the bounce, and you would like to pay attention to the smaller time frame. What are you watching for, guys? You're watching for a break above this level right here, and what is that going to do? It's going to confirm a trend change on the hourly time frame. Right? You are going to have a low. Nope, I got the wrong tool out right there. You're going to have a low. You're going to have this high, you're going to have a lower or a higher low, and then you're going to come back up and take out that high, putting in a higher high. That does tell me we are likely then going to run up here and test 361.80. And then once that is broken, you have no resistance. So I do think that is when we run up here to 366. All right. So on the smaller time frames, guys, that is exactly what I am waiting for. Over here on SPY, we can do the same thing. All right. Except the level is going to be somewhere over here to be paying attention to. All right, so you are watching for a break of 432, and once you do have that, what is that going to do? It's going to confirm our trend change. All right, you got this low, you have a high, you have a higher low, and then if you break above there, you're going to have a higher high. Then that tells you we're probably going to come up here and test 434, and after that, we probably do end up running all the way back up to fill that gap 438.43. Now, guys, can we go a little lower? Yes, we can go a little lower, but I don't think it's going to be much lower. I'm going to be completely honest, guys. If you are shorting now after you have this massive fall here, I don't know what to tell you. I think you're making the exact opposite move of what you should be doing. All right. And I don't want to tell no one to do what, like you guys could do whatever you want. It's all of our own money. But guess what, guys? Let me just show you some things. All right. That's looking like that. Let's look at some chip stocks. All right. You got TSM's RSI looking like that. Let's look at what's going on over here with AMD, which, by the way, guys, I'm going to flash some of the nice oversold setups that I think are extremely valid right now to be taking out a 2 to 3 week swing on. All right. Now, you could play it safe. Go with the 1020 expiration. All right. I decided to do so. All right. With some of these. And I'm just going to tell you. All right, guys. They're looking sexy. All right, they're looking sexy. You come over here to the big boy, the leader over here of the chips. It's NVIDIA, guys. And what did we already have, guys? You already broke up the hourly time frame. Now is in an uptrend. What does that mean, guys? That means we have no resistance from here to here. So once you broke right here, this 421 level, that was the level we were watching into this week. Guess what? You broke it. Now you got no resistance till you run all the way back up to 440 to 445. I'm just putting it out there. This is likely to happen with the indices looking how I just how I just showed you that they look. All right, like guys, we have these individual tickers that move the market in themselves. All right, so they do this alone. But on top of that, you have the indices just suggesting a bounce. Yeah, I think these individual tickers are going to have a jolly good time. All right, the last one I'm going to show you guys right now and put on your radar is BA. No, we're going to have one more after that. All right, and why are we doing this, guys? Because we didn't get to do the Sunday live stream yesterday. So, missed you guys. We did not get to go over the 10 setups, but here are a few on that list. All right, BA guys. All right, you're looking at an RSI all the way down at what, 20 we hit? 22. All right, I don't know how this candlestick is going to form on the daily, but you are right here at support. All right, the level that I was watching out for was right here, the low of this. I think it's actually just 50. All right, so 197. Yeah, 197.50. You can see it right up there. All right, so that was the level you are getting buyers getting a react, like, you know, buyers are coming in for the reaction right there. And I do think it's very likely that this thing is going to stage a reversal and at least come back up here to test this 211 level right here before going lower. So it could turn into something like this. All right, it could very well turn into something like this, but this bounce is something that is extremely likely. All right. The last one I'm going to put on your radar is Nike. All right. Nike is coming down to a trend line right now. This is a pretty sexy setup. I still do think NVIDIA is the hottest setup I at least have on my radar right now. And once it does go, it's going to be a very quick $10 to $20 move over there up to 440, 445. But over here at Nike, guys, you can see the weekly RSI is all the way down here, oversold as well. It's at 30 right now. And then it's clear as day. You're on this trend line. Now, here's the catch, right? The trend line is actually the neckline of this massive head and shoulders formation. But guys, until that trend line breaks, guys, this is just going to be your buying opportunity. And I'm going to take a guess here. Guess that price is going to be bouncing off of said trend line. You have the daily RSI all the way down here underneath 20. Guys, this is where you can go, you know, very far back here on these charts. That's where it bottoms, and that's where you start putting these bottoms, you know, these lows here with price, not only the RSI, but with price too. And you have these decent $5 to $10 rips, all right, or 5 to 10% reps. I think this time is not going to be different, guys. Now we're going all the way back. This guy's 2004 right here. Do you see this red line down here? You see my red line? Guess what? We can keep going back, and this is where the RSI, you can come all the way back here to the dot-com bubble, and that is how far you got to go back to see the RSI dip below this red line we got here. All right, so I do think it's very likely that you get a big old bounce over here on Nike. Does it mean you go lower? It could. All right, guys, we do have that large weekly head and shoulders right there, and who says you don't tap this trend line, get the automatic reaction off of said trend line, and then just maybe you put an equivalent high here and then come back down and break it. I don't know, all right? But I am looking for a $5, $10 move over here on Nike. All right, guys, so those are the setups that I will be paying attention to. And just to go back over there, what I think, you know, hottest setups right now, IWM, I do think this, and we're talking strictly like oversold swing, long swing setups that we got going on here. You got IWM, you got NVIDIA. I did point out SPY QQ, where you could be going over for that. Those are actually, QQ is on my watch list there for the 354.71 off the top of my head, that level to be tapped. All right, but NVIDIA right off support here. You got the oversold daily RSI. Next one I really like is AMD over here. You got a hammer to risk off of the daily time frame. You got the RSI all the way down here, right where you got this last massive bounce here. All right, let's come over here to TSM. I think this is a pretty sexy setup as well. All right, don't really got any level to be playing off of this. All right, but like, guys, if you're talking about just oversold, you're looking for that oversold bounce. Doesn't matter if it's a dead cat bounce. You're looking for the bounce. These are the tickers to be watching. All right, TSM. All right, what was the next one? BA. BA was another one, oversold bounce. This one you do have a level to risk off of. All right, that is level 197.50. That is the level. All right, I think we had one more. We had Nike. All right, Nike, where are you playing? You're playing it for the trend line. You're playing for this daily RSI being at 20. You're playing like if you want, you know, to start accumulating, because you start accumulating your mass. Weekly time frame, RSI is at 30. This is where you load the boat, and if you're a long-term investor, you're waiting on it. All right, this is literally, you see. All right, guys. So like, I really like how Nike is looking, and just to be very clear here, it very much so can have this 5 to 10% bounce here, just like it did over here when the weekly RSI was at the same spot. That was a 15 to 20% bounce both of those times. Over here, I think you got a 50% bounce. So like, it very much so can bounce this 10, 20% or so, and then come down and break this trend line. All right, but that is what I'm watching. That's what's on my radar. Everyone, I hope you had a lovely day, and I hope you have a lovely rest of your day. I will catch you tomorrow. Peace.